Judge, this is the case of Game Boy.
Thank you. If I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times. It is the new constant cry from the women who come here. Please, Judge, help me get him off that video game.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Christy Windborn and Demetrice Winbourn. The two of you have been married for 3 years, although you've been together 5. You have no children together, and you have 8 children.
Yes, ma'am.
From 46, you look fantastic. I don't know how you pulled that off.
Thank you.
So, Ms. Windborn, I want to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why you're here in divorce court today?
Well, Judge, I want to ask you something. First of all, I want to meet the person that created video games. I want to talk to him for 2 minutes so I can smack him upside the head. I think they are destroying the brains of our men and making them lazy because I have to end up doing everything by myself while this man sits on a video game.
Really?
How much time does he spend on the game in a given day?
20 hours a day. Literally, he will
20 hours a day?
That's impossible.
He will wake up at 6 o'clock. You don't say it's impossible. I live it. 6 hours. He'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
6 a.m.
And he'll go to bed at 6. That's 24 hours. But he'll get up at 6, he'll play the video game, and then he'll go to bed at 6 o'clock. But that last hour is waking me up. Baby, you want to watch a movie?
Those exact
I'm trying to sleep.
How many hours do you claim you watch video games? You play video games per day?
Oh, I play video games probably average about 3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours out of whose day? You play video games 24/7.
After a normal day, after we work, yes,
I have
of course.
pictures of this man playing video games while I'm cooking, while he cooking, while he driving,
I'm cooking,
while he
though.
putting his clothes on.
I know.
He plays videos 24/7. There is absolutely no
Well, you got a job, though, right?
Yeah, I got a job.
You go to the job every day.
Oh, yeah, so I can't
You don't
play.
miss the job for the video game.
I can't play for 24 hours when I'm working.
And the work that he does from home, I actually have to do for him because he's playing video games.
Oh, you work from home?
We
didn't mention that part.
I'm still working, though. It's not playing video games.
We own our own business, Your Honor. And basically, I run the business. He gives advice in the business while he playing his video game.
Is that true, Mr. Winbourn?
That's not true, Your Honor.
Judge, one morning I told him, I said, let's get up early. Let's go to the hotel because we have kids, we have grandkids. So I said, let's go to the hotel. Let's go strategize on what our week is going to be like because I really do have to run the business, take care of the kids and everything. I said, you're going to get ready. Got up at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. I had to dress 2 babies, myself, and then get everything ready for us to go. And he's still laying in the bed with no clothes on. When he gets up to put his pants on, he's playing a video game, one leg in his pants.
Mr. Winbourn, did you do that?
Yeah. See, now, it takes me about 10, 15 minutes to get ready. So, you know.
It takes you what?
About 15 minutes, you know, take a shower.
Your Honor, I have to start.
Let me finish.
It takes her about 1 hour and 30 minutes. But she wants me to get up when she gets up to get ready. When it doesn't take me 1 hour and 30 minutes. But the main point is that if I'm dressed and ready by the time she's ready to go, this shouldn't be an issue. If I'm sleeping more, watching TV, or even playing the game while she's getting ready, as long as I'm ready, it shouldn't be a problem.
But when you have any free time, do you fill it with that?
He don't have free time. He play the game so much I have to start his shower for him.
No, she don't.
I have asked this man to cut the grass 3 times in a row. This is in 1 month. Okay, my neighbor comes to ask me if he wants to, if I want him to cut my grass. So I say, okay, you can cut my grass. He cuts my grass for free for a month. He never notices. So then I start paying the neighbor to cut the grass. He leaning out of the window playing video games. He missed that corner over there by the fence. How are you going to criticize somebody cutting the grass?
Does she have to pay another man to mow the lawn because you're too busy playing video games?
You know why I don't cut the grass? Because she has to be outside with me to cut the grass. She's that jealous.
Your Honor,
other females in the neighborhood.
First of all,
one example.
Hang on, let him tell me.
One example, she has to walk with me to take trash out. Out in the backyard. She has to walk with me.
Your Honor, I have to walk with him to take the trash out to make sure it make it to the trash can.
So if she doesn't want to get up at that time, I want to take the trash out, I have to wait.
Your Honor, he will want me to get up from doing work and go and sprint to the trash can so he can drop it beside the trash can, and then I have to walk back in the house and go back, put the trash in the trash can when I get free time, because everything is a rush because it's in between his video games. He's not married to me. He's married to
that
the game. He need to slide a ring down on his game.
Your Honor, the whole point is that she's jealous. If I will cut the grass more, I'll cut the grass, I'll take the trash. She's just jealous.
Jealous of whom?
Jealous of who?
Other females. If I go outside...
Well, give me your best, she's over-the-top jealous story.
I'm gonna give you your best scenario, Your Honor. It was just, we went to go eat one day, and we went to the drive-thru, something quick on the way home from work. I go to the drive-thru, and is this a female in that window? I had to get the food
Your
like
Honor,
this.
that is not true.
I had to look at her.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Your Honor.
Why are you making the food? I either gotta play my game in my phone. I can't look to the left.
He says that, but we were having a serious conversation. This one incident he's speaking of, we were having a serious conversation about everything, the game included. And so we're going through the drive-thru, and he has a whole conversation with the lady in the window. So when we drive off, I say, the lady in the window gets more conversation with you about a burger than I get in a serious conversation about our marriage and what we need to do about it.
That was awfully specific, Mr. Winbourn.
Specific?
She had a lot of specific facts on that one.
It wasn't specific. She seen my phone, what the game was, and she made a comment. I made one comment, and that was it. I didn't drag the conversation.
Your Honor, the one comment was, what clan are you a part of? How many treasure chests do you have?
What clan?
Yes. And
we're just
trying to order burgers, man. We're just trying to order burgers.
And she just talking about this one incident. If we're driving, when we leave the house, this was one time we leave the house, I'm backing out the driveway. I had to look left or right, the back of the driveway. She asked me, why am I scoping the neighborhood
This man is saying he looking left or right. He looks down. He don't look left or right. He looking downward because his phone is in his lap
and he's playing that game.
He doesn't look left or right.
You say that he puts the pro in procrastination. Why don't you tell me why you think that?
Yes, he's younger than me, but he's not the only man younger than me. There could be many men younger than me in his spot. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is having a responsible man by my side because that's what I signed up for. I asked him to buy a part for our truck. Okay, we have a Land Rover. I told him, I said, baby, we need to buy this part because it was loose. When we first got our truck, we bought it used. So I bought it, the part was loose. I said I needed him to order the part and keep the part so I'd know the part number. So we went to order our part, and this boy took so long to order the part that by the time I got ready to order it myself, he had lost the part. He didn't know where it was. And that's not the best thing. The best thing is one morning I go to get in the shower, and I get in the shower, like I said, I start his shower for him, I start my shower for me. So I start the water running. I go to get in the shower because I know it's gonna be good and hot for me. I jump out of the shower, screaming and cussing like a sailor because the water's cold. He didn't pay the gas bill. I gave him the money to pay the gas bill, but he said, I waited because I wanted you to talk to him. Talk to him for what? The account's in your name, they're gonna ask to speak to you.
Well, what did he want you? What did he want her to talk to him about?
He waited for me to actually call, Your Honor. He waited on me to make the call.
That Pacific morning, she's talking about the gas bill. Before she went and got in the shower, she said, you need to call them and set up a payment arrangement or try to pay them today. And as soon as she told me that, she went in the shower and got cold water.
Your Honor, I got cold water because the gas was off.
You can't tell me the day of and expect me to make magic in 5 minutes. And the water is already cut off. It was cut off that morning before we woke up.
You know what I'm seeing here? I'm seeing here a vision of a lopsided boat.
That's what it is.
It's lopsided.
She's talking about the business. She's talking about getting the grass cut. She's talking about the gas bill. She's talking about the trash. She's talking about managing everything and poking at you just to participate. That's what I see.
And, Your Honor, the participation isn't even like 50-50 because I pay a majority of the bills. Even with the rent, he pays 1/3 of the rent, and I pay the rest of the bills. The only thing I asked this man to do, because they're in his name, because before we got married, it was his bills. I came in as marriage, I didn't even say, okay, well, let's do everything over. We kept it to make it simple.
Right.
But I said, okay, I'll start paying the bills. I started paying the bills. He let me really start paying the bills.
Right.
Okay.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Winbourn. Mr. Winbourn, I am talking.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
What is your financial contribution to the household? Do you just pay 1/3 of the rent and nothing else?
Yes, ma'am. I pay what I could pay, because she makes more than me.
I pay what I can pay.
Yeah, I pay what I could pay.
Yeah, I wouldn't make more than him if he worked more.
Do you think that...
My hours are...
Hang on. Mr. Winbourn, your wife is over there hooping and hollering and screaming about...
She is. She is.
As to... Hooping and hollering, screaming about, I don't get no help. That's what she's saying over there. In 90 different ways. I feel responsible, I feel alone, I don't get no help. I got a little boy in there playing video games. I can't get the trash taken out. I have to manage everything, and I've got to force him to do whatever few pieces of things that I can get him to do, and it's still a job. Did you hear that part?
I heard that part, Your Honor.
What is your response to that? Is she wrong?
The important part for me is this is a marriage. It's not a game. It's very serious to me. I take my obligations seriously. I love my husband, but I also want a husband.
Right.
I didn't marry myself.
List for me the things that you do to contribute to the union that is the Windborne household.
And I'm listening.
Oh, I know.
It's a list.
I got a list.
Tell it.
I work, I cook, I clean, I help out around the house.
Okay.
No. You
say you work, you cook, you clean.
It comes to when we're out the house, between us working out the house and us going places out the house, she's jealous.
How many times, you keep going back to jealous, how many times do you clean? How many times do you cook? I
want to know, too.
He cleans when
I want to know how many times.
He cleans when he wants us. He cleans.
She's saying when I cook now, but she don't complain when I make them nice fried chicken.
My husband cleans.
She don't complain.
What I'm saying is that she feels responsible for everything, and that you're having fun and occasionally dipping out of whatever world of I don't know what, if it's dragons or whatever guns or whatever you dealing with, and only occasionally dip into her world of obligation and work and effort. That's what she's saying. She's saying she's feeling burdened.
And she burdened herself, Your Honor, because she...
Because she married you?
Yes.
No, not because she... not for the fact she married me, for the fact she's just bossy.
Well, when you say
example.
she's bossy, give me some examples.
I'll give you an example.
Please.
We had a flat tire one day in the yard, and the mechanic shop is across the street, not too far away. So I had to take the tire off so we could walk it down to get the new tire. And, of course, I had to wait for her to come outside with me so she could watch me change the tire.
Your Honor, he's not telling you I
then,
have to roll the tire.
then as I changed the tire, she's nagging me on how she's hot. I need to hurry up. She's then trying to tell me how to take the nut bolts off to change the tire itself.
That's not
now, Ms.
true.
Winbourn, do you make a habit of watching him do everything because you're concerned about him, philandering with other women?
Let me add some clarity to that, because again, I'm an extremely confident woman, first of all. Second of all, yes, he's younger than me, but he's not the only man younger than me. Okay. There could be many men younger than me in his spot. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is having a responsible man by my side, because that's what I signed up for. Now, when I go and follow him outside, I follow him outside to ensure that what's done is done. Whenever I go and help him change a tire, he's not telling you I'm rolling a tire right beside him to a shop. My husband has support. My husband has a confidant. My husband has a wife. I have a roommate who plays video games.
My point is, Your Honor.
No, she just ate you alive over there.
My point...
I mean, hold up. She just read you.
No,
and she didn't even have to raise her voice. She did it with dignity. Hey, I'm talking.
Okay.
She did it with dignity. She did it with calm, and she was right on. I could tell she was telling the truth, and she felt that thing. Did you see? Look over at her. Look at her.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
She's stressed. She's tired. She wants a grown-up.
Your
You know what I mean?
Oh, she
Your
got
Honor,
to be
may I
grown
say something?
Yeah, please.
The last straw for me, I lost my mom 2 weeks ago, okay?
I'm so sorry.
I lost my mom 2 weeks ago, and as I said, I was already doing everything, okay? But I'm doing everything. I'm contemplating my father and how he's going to be after Mama's gone. I'm contemplating my sisters and brothers because I love them, and I know we lost my brother in January of last year, my youngest brother. So I saw the devastation firsthand. I saw how it crippled my family. I know that losing my mother is going to paralyze us all. So I didn't want that burden to trickle down and cause me and Demetrice's business to stop, to cause us to stop being able to feed our children, to cause me to not be able to be there for my dad. So basically all I did is amp it up and start telling my husband to step up to the plate because he really does play these video games 24/7. The important part for me is this is a marriage, it's not a game. It's very serious to me. I take my obligations seriously. I love my husband, but I also want a husband.
Right.
I didn't marry myself.
Mr. Winbourn, I don't want you to say anything else because I'm going to do you the biggest favor of your life right now. I'm not going to talk about that $800 that you want from her for some reason or another. What I'm going to do for you is worth far more than that.
Okay.
You done scored way out your league here. This woman is beautiful. She is serious. She's intelligent. She's mature. There's no nonsense. There's no ridiculousness. And she brought you here for a reason. She brought you here because she needed you to hear her about that game, because she's had it up to here with you not being an equal partner. And I'm telling you, she came here because she's looking with one foot out the door and she don't want to go. And I'm telling you, you might think that you came here for fun. You might think you came here for a free trip to Atlanta. You might think you came here for a whole lot of different reasons. She's trying to save your marriage by coming here and speaking on that in front of somebody that's going to give her an opportunity to say what's on her heart and for you to hear her. I'm telling you, my brother, I'm telling you, they don't come any better than her. You've got her. Don't fool around and lose her because you want to behave like you're 12 and not show up the man that she's asking for. Did I get that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I gave you $1 million worth of advice. Please be a smart man and take it. There will be no recovery in this matter. It is so worth it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. He really has to, like, come into the marriage. I need an actionable person. I need someone to reciprocate.
Right. I mean, Judge Lynn, she helped you, you know, she opened your eyes a little bit to what you have here.
Took into what she said into consideration.
Consideration.
I'm gonna put it down and see how things go.